Welcome to the Oxford Community Arts Center. I'm Laurie Nair, and I'm looking forward to teaching you to play the ukulele. The ukulele is such a wonderful instrument. It is easily accessible, it is wonderfully transportable, and it is such a joyful instrument. We play it right here at our heart, and just creating those vibrations brings joy right into our body as well as into the environment around us. So the instrument I am playing is what we call a tenor ukulele, but there are a few other types of ukuleles. The smallest of the ukuleles is called a soprano ukulele, and it's the one you would recognize from Hawaii. Its sound as well as its body length. The next size up is called a concert ukulele and is also sometimes referred to as the alto ukulele. Again, I am playing a tenor ukulele. It's a little larger, a little longer than the concert ukulele, and as an adult fits my body and my hands a little better. I also tend to play out, and it makes it a little easier for me to play in that realm as well. So we also have another type of ukulele. It is called a baritone ukulele. That ukulele is larger than the tenor, and it's set up a little differently than the other ukuleles. It's set up a little more like a guitar as far as the way we tune the strings. So if for this series you can stick to the soprano, concert, or tenor, that would be great. So let's take a look now at our ukulele and identify its parts. This will help as I go along and talk through these lessons for you to understand exactly what I'm saying and what I'm talking about. Let's start up here at we can call it the head of our ukulele. In fact, this is called the headstock. The headstock has our tuning pegs and our tuning keys. You can see our strings here are attached to the tuning pegs, and the tuning keys are going to tighten or loosen those strings, helping create the pitch. We come down here and we find this a little thick piece right at the end of the headstock that we call the nut. The nut attaches that headstock to what we call the neck, which runs all the way down to the body of the ukulele. The body of the ukulele contains the sound hole and the saddle and the bridge. The sound coming across those strings is resonated through that saddle and to the bridge, and that creates that sound for us via the vibrations. So with that, let's take a look at the neck. The neck, you can see these little boxes that are running up the neck. We're going to call those frets. We have our first fret, second fret, third fret, fourth fret, fifth fret, and so on. All right? My ukulele also has electronics. Again, I play out, and so I need a little bit of amplification. If that's something that you're interested in as well, I would suggest looking for something that already has electronics. All right, so before we get started and learning exactly how to play the ukulele, let's talk a little bit about some accessories you might want for your ukulele. Again, I play out, so I like to use a strap. The ukulele is pretty easy to hold, and I'll show you how to hold it here in a little bit, but just for a little extra stability and security while I'm playing, I like to use a strap. In order to use a strap, you need to have a peg here on your ukulele and here at the end. That will allow you to attach your strap to your ukulele. To strum your ukulele, you might also want picks. This is an actual ukulele pick. It's made out of felt, has a little grippy here, which makes it, you can hear, nice across the strings, gives it a little more oomph to the sound for sure. And that grippy is really nice to hold the hold the pick in place. You can also use guitar picks. All right, these are the guitar picks I use. They also have a little bit of a grippy thing at the top. I tend to go for a guitar pick that's a little more light to medium rather than heavy. It allows for a better quality sound across the strings. Sometimes if you get too heavy of a pick, the sound is a little harsh, and we want to avoid that. Let's see. We can also use a metronome. A metronome is a little device that helps keep our sound, or helps keep our speed, not our sound. See that? I can change the different settings and it's going to give me my beat. All right. It will help keep you honest as you are practicing. It helps to keep your tempo or your speed from becoming too erratic. And it is a wonderful tool for any musician to have. The most important of all of your accessories that you need is a good tuner. Now you can find tuners on your phone, your computer. You can go online and just look up ukulele tuner, and it'll give it to you, and you'll use your ear to tune. But if you don't trust your ear completely, go ahead and get one of these snarks. They attach right to the end of your ukulele. You turn it on, you pluck your string, and let me show you what the readout looks like here. Let's see, there you go. And you can see it's saying C, and it is showing me a green line right in the middle. You'll see sometimes it'll go over that green line into yellow. If it stays back and doesn't hit the green line, it stays in the red, and you want it right in the middle, right on that pitch, okay? So now that we know how we're going to tune our strings, let's talk about our strings and the pitches that we're going to associate with each of these strings. Now, our musical alphabet is named for the first 7 letters of our alphabet: A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. And we use those letters over and over again. So we're going to use G, C, E, and A. And G, C, E, and A, sometimes we use words, my dog has fleas. My dog has fleas. Hopefully she doesn't. And we can turn our tuner on, and we're going to make sure that our pitches are there and exact. Okay, so take the time with me now. We're going to tune. All right, so this first note is called a G. Let me show you here what the notes look like on a musical staff, particularly in our treble clef. This is what we call the G above middle C. This is a note that we call middle C. This is the E above middle C. And this is the A above middle C. All right? So I am going to make sure that's a G. Now I tuned a little bit before I started recording, so that's the one that is giving me a little issue here. All right, so I need to back this off a little bit. You can hear it goes down, and then I'm going to turn it the other way because I need it to come up to a C. There I go. There we go. Right on the green. Right on the green. And then there's my E. We want to make sure that's right on the green. And last but not least, we have an A. we go. All right. So you are just going to turn your keys back and forth. All right. You will use your ear to hear whether that pitch is coming down or coming back up. All right. If it comes down, say you need a G and you see it coming down into the F, know that you need to bring it back up to hit that G. Okay. So use your ear. As you use your tuner, your ear is going to start getting better and better and better at recognizing your G. Well, I skipped one. G, C, E, and your A. Okay? Terrific. Now, let's go ahead and get started and learn some chords and some songs. Now that we're all tuned up, let's go ahead and get started. The ukulele is fairly easy to hold. You want to think about it like a clock. So if this is 12 o'clock, bring it down to about 2 o'clock. And that is about perfect, all right? Once again, we want to make sure that we are comfortable and relaxed when we are playing. So if you find that it's a little easier for you to hold it closer to 3 o'clock, go for it. If you find that 1 o'clock is a little better for you, I'm going to say go for it, all right? I want you to feel comfortable with your instrument. And not everybody is the same. Not all bodies are the same. So once again, find what is best for you. But as a general rule, think between 2 and 3 o'clock, okay? Now, when we go to strum our ukulele, we're going to use, of course, our right hand, unless you're a left-handed player. I know that there are some of you out there. So I'm going to talk as though we're all right-handed players because that's what I am. So when you come across and you're strumming, you can use literally all 4 of your fingers as you come across. I'm just there on the tips on my nails. Sometimes I'll use my index finger and my pinky together. Sometimes I'll use just my thumb, all right? Or again, I'll use a pick. So you'll see me use a few different strumming ways as we go through this. I make my choices sometimes depending on the song at hand, sometimes just depending on what I've got along with me. I tend to have my picks with me, but you never know. Sometimes you are stuck somewhere and all you've got is your ukulele and your fingers, and that works really, really well. So, and most people really just like to use their fingers especially. So, when we first start strumming here, we're just going to use single beats, okay? Simple little, what I call a downstroke, and we'll get more into that a little later. But for right now, we're going to keep it nice and simple, and so we only have to think about a few things at once, like your chords, okay? Now, these first chords that we're going to learn are, again, named for those first 7 letters of our alphabet, what we call our musical alphabet. So our chords get their names from those letters too. Sometimes those letters are accompanied by a number, as you're going to see in this first pair of chords that we're going to learn. Now, when you see these chord charts and you have a PDF packet there along with your videos, it's going to look like this. The block. It's going to be a square that looks like the first 3 frets of your ukulele. And sometimes there will be dots. Sometimes there will be dots with numbers showing you where to put your fingers. So let's give your fingers some names right now. All right. And we'll give them numbers. 1 is your index finger. 2 is your middle finger. 3 is your ring finger. And 4 will be your pinky. All right. This is on your left hand. So if you see a chord chart that has a dot right here, you put, and it might have 1 there. Put your first finger there and that gives us this chord that we're going to call a C7. And this is one of the first chords that you're going to learn right now. We're going to pair it with a chord that we call an F chord. All right, so let's take our fingers and turn them into a peace sign, okay? And take that peace sign and we're going to put them on the first 2 frets of our ukulele. Put your first finger on the 2nd string in the 1st fret. So when I name my strings, I'm coming up 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to put my first finger on the 2nd string, 1st fret. I'm going to put my middle finger, that 2nd finger, on the 4th string of the 2nd fret. And that gives me an F chord. Isn't that wonderful? Terrific. Now, take that index finger and just bring it down to the 1st string of that 1st fret. And there's your C7 chord. Go back up to the F and C7. And one more time. We go back to the F and C7. Now, let's put that into a little song. Hush, little baby, don't say a word. Mama's gonna buy you a mockingbird. If that mockingbird don't sing, Mama's gonna buy you a diamond ring. And we can keep going on and on with that song, just going back and forth from the F to the C7 chord. Now that's something that you can practice again with strumming. Notice I was just keeping it nice and easy and using my thumb here and just doing nice little strums on the beat. Bum, 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 don't say a word. You can even slow it down. Mama's gonna buy you a mockingbird. So once you get those chord changes down, again, doing them either with strumming so you can hear the sound, or sometimes you can just do it without the strum so that your fingers get used to the movement, okay? So here we have the longer strums, or bum, dum, bum, then you go to your C7, all right? So once you feel confident with those chord changes, see if you can add a few more strums to your changes, okay? But at first you can start. Terrific. Okay, so let's take those 2 chords, practice those, and come back and learn a couple more. Our next 2 chords that we're going to learn are a C and a G7, and we're going to use the favorite song, the Hokey Pokey, to practice those changes. Our C is so nice and easy. It is 1 finger right here in the 3rd fret on the 1st string. You can use the middle finger there, or you can use your ring finger there, the 2nd finger or the 3rd finger. I'm going to start by using that 3rd finger, okay, my ring finger, particularly for this change. So there's your C chord. Doesn't that sound great? Let's play it again. Again, I'm just going to use my thumb to start here, okay? I'm just going to make it easy and get you playing. So the next chord we're going to use is what we call a G7 chord. Now, I like to use what I refer to as reference fingers to help me move. Now, the reference finger I'm going to use here to move to my G7 is my index finger, because I need it right here on that 2nd string of my 1st fret. And then I'm going to take my 2nd and 3rd finger and I'm going to put it in the 2nd fret. Notice if I bring this finger here, these just want to kind of come along for the ride. And I'm going to shift them and put them on my 3rd finger now is on the 1st string 2nd fret, and my middle finger, that 2nd finger, is on the 3rd string of the 2nd fret. All right, and that gives us a G7 chord. So now I'm going to reference this ring finger, my 3rd finger, to move back to C. G7, C, to G7, back to C, to G7, and back to C. Very good. Okay, let's put it in the hokey pokey. You put your right foot in, you put your right foot out, you put your right foot in, and then you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey, you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Left foot. And then you can keep going on and on and on. All right? So you notice that song is another of these 2-chord songs that just go back and forth between the C chord and the G7 chord. Again, I'm just using nice strums so that I can think about what I'm doing. I love to go slow and steady when I start. It really helps me make changes nice and easily and without too much anxiety going from one to the other. And that's when we start having problems, if we start going a little too fast and our mind gets a little too anxious. So again, take it slow and steady. Both the Hush Little Baby and the Hokey Pokey and all the other songs you're going to be learning are going to be included at the end of these videos in another series of videos, so you can play along with me in the whole song. So once you've got your changes and you're feeling really confident, come join me there and we'll be able to play through the whole songs together. Okay? So let's move on and let's learn another set of chords, okay? You already know them. They're the C chord and the F chord, but now we're going to be making a new change because we're going from this chord to this chord, okay? So notice I'm going to use my 3rd finger again on the C chord because I've got these 2 fingers available just to lay down on my F chord. How nice is that? I love efficiency, okay? And economics of movement when it comes to my chord changes. So I like to find the easiest, most efficient way to make movement. Now, sometimes you will find yourself with this finger and you're gonna have to move it there, right? And that's fine. You'll get used to that movement too. But for right now, if you just want to use this movement, it's terrific, okay? Okay, so let's add some songs to that so that we can have an easier time making those changes. Born in the USA, I was born in the USA, I was born in the USA, I was born in the USA. How about that one? Bruce Springsteen. Gotta love that guy, right? So 2 chords, the C chord to the F chord, all the way through that song. All right, another one of those classic rock songs that fit this perfectly. Feeling all right. Not feeling too good myself. Oh no. I'm feeling all right. Not feeling too good myself. Oh, yeah. Two wonderful classic rock songs, one from Joe Cocker and one from Bruce Springsteen, all to help you practice that C to F chord, okay? Wonderful, just back and forth. And you can do that without strumming. Again, just getting your fingers used to the movement, all right? Your fingers are doing something new. Notice too, my thumb is back here against the back of the neck, okay? It's not up here. Notice my wrist isn't coming into the ukulele, but rather it's out here, okay? This is going to give you, again, better sound. It's going to actually help you feel better. You won't have tension in your arm, your wrist, your hands, your shoulders even. So take the time. You might want to open and close your hands. If this is something you haven't done for a while, you will need to get used to it. You're going to feel it on your fingertips too, that you've been pressing against strings, but it'll feel good, all right? And it'll just get better and better as you go along. So once again, you're going to find these two songs in the song video for this lesson, both Born in the USA and Feeling All Right. And again, they use the same chords. That's it, okay? C to F, all right? So now let's take our F chord and let's pair it with another chord called the G chord. Now, we've learned G7 in the Hokey Pokey, right? So actually G looks like a mirrored image of this, all right? So really I'm going to use the same two strings here on the second fret, but I'm going to use my peace sign fingers, okay? I'm going to put my first finger on the third string second fret and my second finger here on the first string of the second fret, and it's my third finger that's going to go now on the second string, but on the third fret, okay? So we went from that G7 chord, hear the difference? And then we have that bluesy sound on the G7. This is just a regular G chord. Now I want to show it to you again. Take your peace sign and place it in the second fret on the first string and the third string with your second and first finger. That third finger is going to come around. Notice again my wrist. It's not like this, but rather out like this. That I'm going to take that third finger and it's going to allow me to sit it right there on that second string of the third fret, okay? That's your G chord. Now this is probably the most difficult of the changes that you've been making here, okay? And it's not that difficult, but you're taking those peace sign fingers and shifting them back to your F chord, all right? Notice I'm making that slow change. And then I'm going to do, right? I'm going to make my slow change. And then I'm going to go to my F with my slow change. Slow change to the G. Slow change to the F. Wonderful. Let's go one more time. To the G. And back to the F. So we're going to take those two chords, go back and forth. Again, just nice slow strums. You can use your whole hand, just 2 fingers, just your thumb. I'm using my thumb for the sake of ease right now. And we're going to take these 2 chords and we're going to put them in a wonderful song by Fleetwood Mac called Dreams. Just these 2 chords. Now here you go again, you say you want your freedom. Well, who am I to keep you down? It's only me who wants to wrap around your dreams. And have you any dreams you'd like to sail? Dreams of loneliness, like a heartbeat drives you mad. In the stillness of remembering what you had and what you lost. Now, this chord progression is going to keep going and keep going all the way through. Thunder only happens when it's raining. That's it. Those 2 chords. How fortunate are we to have such a great song with just those 2 chords? So I want you to keep practicing those 2 chords back and forth. And we're going to, again, see each other a little later in our song videos, and you can play the whole thing there with me, all right? Before we leave your first ukulele lesson, I want to talk to you about practice. Practice is going to be essential to your progress and your success, and is going to make playing the ukulele a whole lot more fun. So interchange those 2 words, practice and play. You are essentially just playing your ukulele and playing these songs over and over again, and that translates into practice. So make sure you are picking up your ukulele every day and playing something. A friend of mine says that anytime you play a musical instrument, it is not a waste of time, and I agree with him. So make sure you are taking your time. Slow and steady always wins the race. And be patient with yourself. If you've never done something like this before, again, you can just take your time making these changes. Do it first without the strumming, right? And then add the strumming, okay? And then eventually you'll be able to add the singing and all of it, okay? And I'm sure it won't take you very long. So we're going to love to see your progress here at the Oxford Community Arts Center. So please upload your videos and hashtag OCAC ukulele, and we will love seeing your progress. Hush, little baby, don't say a word. Mama's gonna buy you a mockingbird. If that mockingbird don't sing, Mama's gonna buy you a diamond ring. If that diamond ring is glass, Mama's gonna buy you a looking glass. And if that looking glass gets broke, Mama's gonna buy you a billy goat. And if that billy goat don't pull, Mama's gonna buy you a cart and bull. And if that cart and bull turn over, Mama's gonna buy you a dog called Rover. If that dog called Rover don't bark, Mama's gonna buy you a horse and cart. If that horse and cart turn around, you'll still be the sweetest little babe in town. You put your right hand in, you put your right hand out, you put your right hand in, and then you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Left hand, you put your left hand in, you put your left hand out, you put your left hand in, and then you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Right foot, you put your right foot in, you put your right foot out, you put your right foot in, and then you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Left foot, you put your left foot in, you put your left foot out, you put your left foot in, and then you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Born down in a dead man's town, first kick I took was when I hit the ground. You end up like a dog that's been beat too much. You spend half your life just to cover it up. Born in the USA, I was born in the USA, I was born in the USA, I was born in the USA. Seems like I gotta have a change of scene. Every night I have a stranger's dream, imprisoned by the way it could have been, left here on my own, so it seems. I've got to leave before I start to scream. Won't someone lock the door and turn the key? Feeling alright, I'm not feeling too good myself. Oh no, I'm feeling alright, not feeling too good myself. Oh yeah.